everyone, and welcome to my video. Today we're going to talk about Lumen Technologies, ticker symbol LUMN. We're just going to go over the basics here. Lumen Technologies used to be CenturyLink. CenturyLink used to be Sprint. These people own all the phone lines in the company. They sell landline telephone service and internet. The internet is DSL internet because they're not running cable lines to houses, they're running phone lines. DSL is the product that brings internet to a phone line. Now you might want to go do a little research on your own to verify this, but your cable provider brings your internet to your home. You can get speeds of 100 megabytes per second. A DSL is capable of 10 or 15 megabytes per second. So it's a very, very big drop in performance. To put it in perspective, if you're going to watch streaming video with regular broadband, you can do it all day long. You can watch HD, you can watch 720i, you can look at all kinds of different programming. It's not going to go into buffering mode constantly. It's not going to stall. But if you're going to watch something in HD, it's much heavier. The video is much larger. There's much more coming through at once. To successfully watch an HD video on just one television, it gobbles up 10 to 15 megabytes per second, which means that DSL really can't handle one TV in your house. If you're planning on streaming, God forbid you have kids that are watching in the next room or the wife watching in the bedroom, you're not going to see the game in the family room. You're going to be in buffering mode. I like to call this a penny stock. It's not there yet, but it's on the way. This thing went from $20 in 5 years down to $3.30. It just kept going down. No, it went down even more. Let's see how far it actually does go. Down. Whoa. So we're hitting all-time lows. It is, let's see, they're at 5G now. That's the new internet even. They're bringing internet to people's houses with 5G. And there was 4G, and then you had 2G. 2G might not have been as fast as what Lumen offers, but they did have broadband. So you got 3 tiers of technology past this. And then, of course, the advent of the cell phone and everyone not needing a landline anymore. They still use those landlines. They actually connect cell calls with them. If you call your local tower, the tower will jump it to a landline and take it to another tower where that call is going to. So when you're talking to your friend on the cell phone, it's not necessarily going through the air all the way to California. It's going through the air to the nearest tower. It's jumping on a line. It's flying to California. It's coming out of another tower. So there is a need for their lines. There is a need for their business. I'm not sure how many angles of the telephone line business they're in, because then there's the long distance lines that used to exist. They used to own most of the lines that connect the cities. And that's why you had AT&T and MCI back in the day. MCI owned the long lines, and AT&T owned they had the cities network, and you would pick your long distance provider, and that would launch you from city to city. AT&T could handle your local phone call by themselves. I didn't want to babble about the phone industry, but where is it going? I don't know. There's going to be another technology out in the future. So unless they change their business model, I don't see a prayer for them. I just wanted to take a quick peek at their balance sheet with you. It's a profitable company quarterly this year, or I'm sorry, what year is this? Looking at 2022 rate here. They look like they brought in $508 $8 million in income. Oh, good job. They followed that up with $600 million in income, $344 million in income. They did 578 again, and then a big loss of $3 billion. They took that in 2022. Annually is going to give us a better picture. Or does it? I'm not really sure. 2018, they lost 1.73 billion. 2019, they lost 5 billion. They lost 1 billion. They gained 2 billion. They got a little back, and then they went and lost $1.5 billion for the year. So, in 5 years, we've got losses of 5, 6, 7, 8, probably $10 billion in losses and $2 billion in wins. So probably an $8 billion loss over a 5-year period of time. Their revenue is down 11% year over year, $17 billion in revenue, not too shabby. They're still a big company. There's still a lot of people out in the middle America that have DSL. A lot of people in middle America can't get broadband. DSL is the best they can do. It doesn't perform as well, but if that's all you got, that's all you got. Let's take a look at their balance sheet. 2018, right side up, right side up, right side up, right side up. I like their balance sheet. They have $1.25 billion. I like that. They have 1 billion shares outstanding. It's a lot, but they're a really big company. I don't know. The numbers still look, weaning. You just see their assets collapsing year after year after year after year. Their debt is also collapsing year after year after year. They are right side up by $10 billion. They have $1 billion in cash, $1.25 billion in cash. Their operating expenses $6.31 billion for the year. I don't know what the future holds. If they lose another $1.5 billion for the year, they'll be out of money. Can they get more money? Well, they have right side up assets for another $10 billion. They can dilute the share. They can make another offering and get some more money. I think the reason that people are scared of this, even though the numbers don't look as scary as I would have expected, to be honest with you, I thought this thing, just the way the stock has gotten pounded, I didn't think we'd see a company that made money in 2021 and actually they lost a reasonable almost amount of money in 2022. It's not like they relived 2019 for us. This looks better than I would have guessed. But I think it's just the fact of what I said up front is everybody knows what it is. Everybody knows where it's going. And let's just see what the PE is. It should be weak. They don't have a PE because they don't make money. If they did make a little money, it would probably be a really small PE. I couldn't see this one trading at 20 or 30 times earnings if they had any earnings. But you never know in today's world. 5-year chart, you lost 81% of your money. 6-month chart, you lost 66% of your money. On a 1-month chart, you lost 33% of your money. 2% on a 5-day chart. Hey, it went up for the day, 4%. Right there in the morning. Looks like either somebody bought a ton of it or a short position got out first thing in the morning. Then everybody got excited, carried it up, and then collected profits. And it just kind of gyrated all day and stayed the same. But after hours, it went up another 2 cents, 3.32, as of Friday. This is Lumen Technologies. I don't like where they're going. I don't like what they do for a living. This is a horse and buggy company. There will be use for their long distance landlines, and there will be a use for their DSL services if they can make themselves a much leaner company. They might want to get out of the cities or do something drastic. I don't know what this effect would have. The landline, that's going away one day. The long distance landlines are going to stay. So I don't know. They definitely got some stuff that's going to stay. But I think the huge company that they once were, Sprint, CenturyLink, those things are over. Those prospects of getting everyone in the country to sign up for your service like they used to, those days are over. Not everyone's going to sign up for your service. Not everyone's going to have Sprint. Not everybody's going to have Lumen. I think Sprint's in the cell phone business. I think they kept that name and went somewhere else. But back a long time ago, Century used to be Sprint. And then Sprint became Sprint, the cell phone company, and CenturyLink became the landline company. I don't know. I might have that wrong. Check me on it. Just a quick review on Lumen. Numbers look good. Do you like the business plan? You'll have to decide for yourself. Can they survive for a really long time? Probably. But I think everyone knows where it's going eventually. It might take 10 years to get there, to hit, a quarter. They had one of the greatest dividends in town. It was one of the best things that people really liked about the stock. Let me see if I can find the dividend for you. No. I don't even know if they have it anymore. No, they canceled the dividend. This sucker was running at a 10% dividend for the last 5 years. So this is the end of them. Eventually, it's an American telecommunication company headquartered in Monroe, Louisiana. They're getting into the cloud business, which might show some future. I don't know what they're going to do there, but S&P Index 500, Fortune 500. They call it broadband. I don't know if that's what they're calling DSL these days. Maybe they're just using that word liberally. Voice over internet. That fad went away. The old we're all going to talk on the internet thing. Yeah, everyone knows what Wi-Fi calling is like. It means you just hear a bunch of static and then you lose your call. They have 29,000 employees. They've been in business since 1968. Yeah, nothing to like here unless you can finally envision a company that's trimlined for reality. They just have so many assets that probably aren't useful. All of the interconnected phone lines in town aren't running to people's houses anymore. They dangle at the street. Mine's right outside. It just runs right past my house. It used to run to my house. It hasn't run to my house in 15 years. How long has it been since it's run to your house? I don't know. Even the cable people, they don't have one running to my house either. I got the new T-Mobile 5G home internet system. I get super fast internet for $50 a month. They have a price guarantee. They don't raise the price on me. Even the broadband people are, to me, in the rearview mirror. So I no longer have any cable services, Spectrum, Comcast, nothing like that. And I have no Sprint, no CenturyLink. Managed to pull it off much cheaper. And I love the system. If I wanted to bring my Wi-Fi to somebody else's house, I can just grab my modem and go. It'll grab the cell network right out of the air and turn it into internet, and boom. I can go on a boat and bring internet. I can bring internet in my car. It's literally a portable hotspot that's incredibly powerful, and 5G. So anyhow, how far behind the times are they? How much of these assets are not really assets, but just because you can't make money with them? I don't know what they would call such an asset. Maybe that's why they're depreciating. Um, what are they doing to lose money? Is this them getting into the cloud business? Is this what happened in 2019? I have a few questions, but yeah, my only advice for this one is if you're into a really long short position, this might be a good one. It might be good for a short term short position as well. I wouldn't go long with it buying it unless they can severely get their act together. And they have so much infrastructure that they would have to dissolve to get their act together. And we'll see if they have enough vision for that. I think landlines are done. Long distance lines are here to stay. Long distance broadband might be what takes over long distance landlines. Remember those commercials back in the 1980s about fiber optics and how fast it was. Now it can carry a gajillion bits of information super fast across the country, and you could hear a pin drop, and yeah, 10 megabytes per second. That's what that was. That's what fiber optics will bring you. It took us to the future to learn about it. It's not strong enough to carry the internet to 2 television sets at the same time. Anyhow, you have an inferior product, you have middle America for your customers, and that is shrinking every day. But Lumen Technologies, everybody, tread at your own risk. I have no recommendation for this one. If you're a holder of it, think twice. Lumen Technologies. See you next time. Have a wonderful night. Like and subscribe. Have a good one.